Warning, this video will get under your skin, so if you're easily offended, leave. I have never seen a black female in her afro. They all say they hate it and wish they had hair like mine. That's why they hide it with the wigs, weaves, lace fronts, extensions, etc. Obviously ignoring their real texture afro as self-hate. I can't understand why they don't learn how to tame it. I mean, every other race in the world learns how to brush style their own natural hair at a young age. My response was, an afro is a hairstyle. Hair is either straight, wavy, or curly. You're surrounded by insecure black women. Please know we don't all want your hair, love. You're in contact. And I told her basically that she was around the wrong type of black woman. She says, I'm glad to hear it because I hate falseness, copying, mimicking, conveyed as self-hate in any race. I said, thank you for being bold enough to say this. It would be hard for a lot of women to hear, but it's your truth. Thanks for sharing. Just know it's not all of us. Her response was the majority. I asked her if whether or not she had met the majority of the black women on earth, and her response was yes. I travel for work, and all countries where I am, the African black females always have wigs, lace fronts, and young have lace fronts and older wigs, so it's a generational thing. I told her thanks for your opinion. Proceeds, after I thank her for her opinion and all of that, to let me know that she's never actually met a black woman before, never has actually worked with anyone, talked to anyone. This is just the observation she's making because when she looks at black women when she's out at different countries. Okay, let's go. Now, this video is protected by fair use, but we're going to point a whole lot of parallels because holistically, this is everybody's problem. Black women are responsible for the way that the other people look at us, because when a black woman, when you see any type of balding in the scalp, the first thing another black woman is going to say, oh, that's because she wears weaves and extensions. That's because she won't wear her own natural hair. Well, I will have you know that women who wear weaves and extensions have extremely healthy hair, and women of all races have the same type of damage and breakage. So let's get into other types of extensions.
Let me take off Holly, even though I love her so much and I don't want to. But we have to see Maeve. She's cute. I would wear her. Why would we do... everybody, welcome back to the Chickball YouTube channel. My name is Amanda, and today I am showing you Jon Renau's 4 brand new releases in their Heat Defiant collection. But before I jump into that, I'm going to remind you, I put Luna on. I was like, okay, she's cute. She's cute. I would wear her. We have a basic machine-made cap, so it's just, you know, permatease on top with some open wire.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Tessa's Wig Closet. I have really missed you guys. I have been off of my normal filming schedule just because we made a huge move, a big transition. And also, my son got married, my youngest son is now married, and there was just so much going on. Now you'll notice that this is my new studio. This is located in the lower level of my new home. Tony of Beverly, shown here in Rooted Champagne. I love this wig style. I reach for it all the time. This is Tresselor's Chopped Pixie. This is the original one that I purchased. I actually own another one as well now, and an over kind of maneuver there to expose that lace front. It frames the face beautifully. And I just thought to myself, wow, what perfect mother.
Today I'm going to be teaching you something that I probably shouldn't be teaching you. And that is how to put in your own extensions. A lot. You can tell it's very thick, but like the individual hair strands are very fine. When I have currently 1 row of beaded wax that I put right here. Just to add a teeny bit of length, a little bit of thickness. It looks very natural. I really like it. But today, I'm also going to be putting a few tape-ins to fill in the front. So, okay, cute. Finally done. Okay, now I just need a shower.
So we are so aware of so many different forms of extensions and weaves, right? This is something that most black women are completely in awe about sometimes because, like, for example, with tape-in extensions and micro links and things of that nature, these forms of extensions have been out for decades, you guys, decades. Different races and people from different ethnic backgrounds have more similarities than they do differences. So a person who has the type of texture that is maybe straighter, who has to shampoo their hair more often, isn't going to do something like a braided down sew in weave, because they are still going to need to shampoo their hair every couple of days. So you can do forms of extensions like micro links or tape in extensions or beaded wefts. But baby, every woman walking the face of this earth wears hair extensions, and most women that you see from other races with really long hair, they either have a couple of tracks to add volume, or it's not their hair in general. Women from other races wear hair extensions just as much as black women do, but you don't notice it, right? You can look it up on YouTube at any time. They wear wigs just as much as we do, but one thing that you do notice a difference is they're not shaming each other the way that black people shame each other. You get it from all aspects. Some black men are like, oh, I don't like black women who wear weaves. Oh, I don't like people who wear extensions. Only natural, as if black women are the only women on the face of the earth that wear hair extensions. And then if a black woman has hair extensions that are not a curlier texture, they're told that they're trying to be like a white woman, when nobody sells European hair extensions. Hello, when you go and look at it, we're either getting Indian hair, Mongolian hair, Brazilian hair, Peruvian, but Caucasian hair is not on the menu. It's not. So that is something that makes absolutely no sense. Hair extensions is not a race thing. Hair extensions is another form of maintenance, right? It's another way that women use to make themselves feel even more beautiful. And there's so many different forms. This is how her hair looks. But if you walk past a woman who looks like her with hair that looks like hers looks, you're going to be like, oh my God, that's her natural hair. Girl, bye. Now, do a whole lot of women from other races have thick, beautiful, long, natural hair? Absolutely, but so do black women. But the problem is, when most black women get online, they see a mirror and they don't like themselves. Let's talk about it. I must say, I found you during the pandemic when I lost 2 handfuls of hair. I cannot say that I took to everything right away, but I took steps little by little. I went back to salon quality products and threw all the extra stuff. I then simplified my hair care routine and purged grease out of my hair care routine little by little. That part I did slowly. Still wasn't convinced. Fast forward, I must say, it has been going on 3 weeks since I finally went no grease, and I must say I am a believer now. All these years I thought I had dry scalp, but in reality my dry scalp was probably due to blocking the scalp with heavy grease. My scalp is literally so shiny due to making its own sebum. It is to the point where I can see it, and if I pass my fingers through my scalp, my fingertips are shiny due to the natural sebum my scalp has been producing on its own. All I have to say is thank you so much, and keep yelling basic scalp on the rooftops. Who wants to learn will eventually listen and come around. Also, may I add, listen. Also, may I add, my strands are always so soft and shiny now as well, because you do not need oils, butters, and greases to have beautiful, shiny, healthy hair. It was a myth. It was a part of the team natural grifting era that is now ending, whether you want it to end or not. So now in 2024, going over to 2025, you have to ask yourself, what you gonna do? How long are you gonna sit around and fight against it? We are so free that we choose change, and we teach people how to treat us. The way that the outside world is looking at us is based on the way that we treat each other. When they get online and on social media, they see the way that we attack each other for wearing hair extensions. Meanwhile, they're wearing hair extensions on a regular basis, but you don't even know about about it. These are things that we need to know. These are things we need to understand. People, we get so lazy, but other people are shampooing their hair every single day. But we complain about shampooing our hair once a month. I mean, once every 2 weeks or once a week. Help yourself out. Not even just me. Help yourself, right? Here is another Instagram page. You guys can go and follow this Instagram page as well, because we just need to unpack this. And as you're watching this, if you are one of those black women, because there are so many of you out there, whether you want to admit it or not, like T said, sit with this. Don't get offended. Don't leave your I have a dream speech in the comments, but sit with this. Why is it that even though you're visually seeing with your own eyes, this is what happens in other salons on a regular basis? Look at her hair. You can see how damaged her hair is and how she gets extensions for fullness. And you walking past this woman on the street, you wouldn't even question if whether or not that's her hair. Why is that? You need to sit with why that is. Because even as a black woman that sees another black woman with long hair, you're going to question if whether or not it's hers. Look at this woman right here. Rewind it if you need to. Her hair is in a pretty short bob, but she's putting in tape and extensions. And guess what? If you were to walk past this woman on the street with her long hair, nobody would stop and question her. Even you as a black woman, even you as a black man would not stop her and question her. However, if any black woman shows you her hair, it is up for debate if whether or not it's hers. And if you find out that it's not her hair, the only reason she has them is because she doesn't love herself and because she doesn't want to be black and she wants to be a white girl, even though nobody buys Caucasian hair. Caucasian hair is not for sale anywhere, sweetie. And I'm not being rude or anything. Let's just keep it 100. Again, these are different forms of hair extensions that have been around for decades, but every group of people has their own standard ways of doing things. And for black women, this isn't really the best option. Pay attention to how it's heated up, how it's adhered to with something really, really hot at the root. So black women, we need to focus our heat on the root area. So the first thing that's going to happen when you apply these types of hair extensions is matting, because the hair is going to mat up. These forms of extensions are not for everybody, but black women have a certain type of hair extensions that are for them. But guess what? Black women themselves shame each other for their form of hair extensions, and you guys have now started doing tape-in extensions and micro link extensions as if you guys are learning something new, as if this is a new technique, and it's not. This is the way that women from other races who don't use braids as an option to install hair extensions have been doing, you guys. So this is something that I really need you to think about, because this is one of my clients from this video is about 7 years old, about 6 years old, and I'm in my friend's studio. This is a client that has a full sew-in with a lace closure. Most of the time for a black woman, this is our form of extensions, one of the ones that we like the most, right? Is it because we don't love ourselves? Absolutely not. You just watch multiple women with the channels all about wigs and different levels, different styles, and all types of things. But anytime you see a video about women who have balding of any way, shape, or form, the very first thing you want to do is say, oh, that's because black women wear weaves. And then you even have some people quoting Bible scriptures like, oh, black women, daughters of Egypt or Nubian or Africa wearing weaves, gonna be bald, and all of this, and it's so ignorant. So at the end of the day, we can't constantly get mad and cry, woe is me, for the way that the outside world looks at us when we're the ones who are painting this picture. Because out in the outside world, like when you go within the industry, within the hair industry, like the girls that I used to work around used to be like, oh my God, it's Sin, why do some girls feel like that? Like, why do some of your girls feel like that? They wouldn't even say black women. They would say, why do some of your girls feel like that? Oh my God, that's so crazy. We wear weaves and wigs all the time. And this is something that y'all really have to think about. Why is it like that? Because nobody judges you more than you do. Just like Beyonce, I am not a Beehive member in any way, shape, or form. But the reason that I'm not posting nothing about my hair on my channel until after the first of the year, when I feel like it, when winter hits again, is because I was literally about to press record, and then Beyonce released her shampoo and conditioner. And right after, well, she had released the shampoo and conditioner a day before, but she had released a video of her own hair using the shampoo and conditioner, and the same women who've been worshiping Beyonce since the beginning of time were all in the comments like, that's not her real hair, look at the track right there, that's not her real hair. And I purposely sat and looked in the comments. There was not one woman out that was not black that was doing that, not one. It was all black women and black men in the comments talking about how that's probably not her hair and all of that. And it's ridiculous. That's why I don't care what anybody thinks. If you need to see my hair to learn common sense, if you need to see my hair to learn factual information, then my channel is not for you, because I'm not dancing around doing the hokey pokey to prove myself to anybody. I'm not doing it. My channel is about following the science and making you think. And I have a whole lot of stuff planned, but I find that whenever I've been posting some of my new scientific content, I always get the drifters in the comments like this. And I'm the type of creator, I love to talk to my community, and I like to answer questions, and I don't always want to block dumb people. So I want to have a video like this to send to Mary's Little Lambs, because you need to look in the mirror. If you are talking about black women and the way that they feel about themselves because of them wearing weaves or extensions, what you are doing is only spitting out what you feel about yourself. Whatever you're saying, whatever insecurity you're saying a black woman who wears a weave or extensions has, you are actually just spilling out insecurities that are deep within you. Because women who wear weaves and extensions, like this woman here in my chair, the reason that she wore it is because she lives in Las Vegas, Nevada. We literally have tumbleweed. I swear to God, we have tumbleweed. And she wanted something where she wasn't going to have her hair out, because if I was to give her the bombest silk press she's ever had in her life, when she goes outside, she's going to be sweating within the time that it takes her to go from the car to the shop to the car. She's going to be sweating. It's dry heat. It's so hot out here. So to negate that, we're like, let's just go ahead and put it up. You want to do leave out, but why? Because guess what? My leave out's going to revert back too. And then you end up getting heat damage because you're going over that same spot and straightening it over and over again while the rest of the hair is protected. These are the things that you guys have to think about. Like, come on, it's not that complicated. And you cannot keep crying victim when you're the one that's passing out the weapons for people to use against you. It makes no sense. Because every woman on the face of this earth wears hair extensions. So why is it? Ask yourself this question, and like T said, sit with it. Sit with it. Why are black women the only ones like this? Because you don't see videos like that with other women, and most of the time you walk past women from other races who have hair extensions and you don't even notice it. If you watch anything like Love Island or anything like those shows on Netflix, start watching those shows and look at them when they get out the swimming pool, and you'll see the individual beads and micro links and all of that. And they're not shaming each other. They'll all be sitting down doing their hair at the same time, pulling out their clip-ins and washing them and everything. Nobody's shaming them and telling them that they shamed of themselves and they don't really love themselves because they wear hair extensions. It's absolutely ridiculous. So, as a community, instead of everybody constantly playing the victim, sit there and ask yourself why you are your sister's biggest perpetrator, why you are the biggest hurdle that your sister has to get over, because it is not the outside world that judges us. It is the inside. Our judgment comes from the inside, period. And I don't care what anybody has to say. The woman whose skin I'm getting under right now for saying this, you need to sit with it. Ask yourself, why do I think this? It can't be that, oh, she's trying to be a white girl because white girls wear extensions too. And there are no Caucasian hair extensions, no European hair extensions on the market. So you can't say that. Don't say I'm trying to be a white girl. Say she's trying to be a Peruvian. You don't even know what texture this hair is. I think this Brazilian hair. So say she's trying to be Brazilian. These are things that I need y'all to think about, but we don't want to have that accountability because playing the victim feels better. Being the one that it is offended feels better than being the offender. But I'm telling you today that you are the offender. If you're the one in the comments, oh God, black women wearing weaves, black women wearing hair extensions. Y'all, really? Because every woman on the face of this earth wears hair extensions, clip-ins, micro-links, tape-ins. Some women that are not African American or African get sew-in weaves too. One of the cosmetologists I used to work next door to, that's one of her specialties. She does full sew-in weaves on European women, on women of Caucasian descent. I don't know which one to say. Some people say the word Caucasian is offensive. Y'all let me know in the comments. I apologize. I don't want to say it wrong. So this is the thing. I really want y'all to be able to sit and have a real big girl moment, because the problem is accountability. Most of the time when you feel like this, when I'm talking and you uncomfortable, the first thing you want to do is leave a comment and yell and say something negative, when in reality, you don't need to say nothing to me. You need to sit with it. I don't know you. I've never seen you before. You've never seen me. Like you probably never will. So it's not personal, and I've never seen you, never will, have no desire to. There's nothing to be offended about. Sit with it. Ask yourself that question. Why do you think that, when you've just seen with your own eyes that every woman of every other race wears hair extensions too? Probably more than you. So what is it? Which one is it? Cause they wear Brazilian hair too. They wear Peruvian hair too. When I was working at Sola Salons, I tell y'all about her all the time. I can never remember how to say her name. She was a white chick, but she was from Africa, and she used to get all of her hair extensions from me. All of her clients were white. None of her clients were mixed or anything. And I had different types of hair, and they would come get the ones that matched their textures best, because they had wavy hair too, and they were going to wear it straight all the time, so it didn't matter. But for whatever reason, across social media, not just across the city, but the world, anytime a black woman puts hair extensions in her hair, like what's being displayed on the screen, is being looked at as something negative, where in reality, sew-ins are one of the best protective styles that a black woman can have. Sew-in is 10 times better than any lace frontal or lace wig that you can ever wear. It has a minimum amount of tension. If it's put in the right way, you're not going to constantly get friction. And as long as you come in for your maintenance appointments, you're good. And just don't try to leave it in for 6 months and you will be all right. It is the improper practices that Black women have with sewing weaves that make them go bald. Like if she was to leave this weave in for 8 or 9 months and then just keep trying to put glue in certain places, then absolutely it's going to be damaging. Or if she had the weave installed in the wrong way, then absolutely it would be damaging. But this texture is one that was super duper thick on purpose. It didn't matter how much I flattened it out. This is how it was supposed to look, because we were keeping more of like a blown out texture. She was like, I wanted to look like I only blow dried it real good and then just curled the ends a little bit, like I was in a rush. I wanted to really look like my hair. Okay, like, and I did the best that I could. So these are the things that I really want y'all to think about, and stop constantly crying and screaming victim when you're the main perpetrator. The reason that I read what that woman read at the very beginning is because she's never met a Black woman before. That white lady is literally just regurgitating the type of information and the type of poison that y'all let out on each other. So she's just literally just going back and repeating the things that y'all say across social media all the time. It's generational. They hate each other. It's generational. How is it generational when most of our grandmothers that have long hair don't wear weaves? I'm going to do another video coming really soon. One of my viewers told me like, oh, she used to call her mother a self-hating Black person because her mother was telling her, don't follow this Team Natural stuff. Stop greasing the scalp. Don't use all these oils and butters. Stop leaving your hair wet. You need to blow dry your hair. She called her own mother a self-hating Black person because she said that. But then she came back to my channel and was like, you were right. I apologize. But now it's too late though, because now everything that I told her was going to happen already happened, and the Team Natural people have no idea how to fix it. No clue, because they didn't go to school. These are things that I need y'all to understand. Hair care is a science. The field of cosmetology is a science. It goes the hairstylist license, trichology, cosmetology, and dermatology is how it goes. That's how it goes. Even though black women single-handedly fought in the court system to make a law so that you will no longer be required to go to school. And now, because of black women and no other race, because of Team Natural Black women, now you can legally practice cosmetology without a license and nobody's gonna say anything to you, which is the reason that it is so hard for black women to find cosmetologists. So if you want to know why it's so hard for you to know the difference between a licensed cosmetologist and one that doesn't have one, it's not the white man, it's not the government. No, black women went to court fighting against licensed cosmetologists to say their license doesn't matter anymore. We are black, and because we're black women should not have to have a cosmetology license. They should not have to go to school. We should be allowed, because we're black, to practice our cultural styles without any formal education on the human body, because we're black. And guess what? These laws were passed. And if you don't believe me, look in the video links I have in this description box, because I've showed you the whole news broadcast along with them in the government letting it be known. You can research the form. You can go ahead and research the law right now. It's in legislation. So black women, stop crying victim. You are not the victim. Most of the time, you're the perpetrator, and now we have to take control back. Learn the science of the human body and right all these wrongs, because at this point, it's kind of ridiculous. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. I know this video's been heavy, but we'll talk about it more in part 2. Love you. Bye.